Hey guys, what's going on? So normally we do military helmets and armor, but today we're going to do things a little bit different. Today I'm going to show you a couple bayonets. Now they're not all the bayonets that I have in my collection, but they're two that hang on the wall because I just think they're really neat. And they got some neat mechanisms on them. So let me show you. This is a Spanish Cetme bayonet. The Cetme bayonets usually go for about $20 to $30, sometimes about $30 to $40 if they're in really good condition. There are a couple variants of the Cetme blade, but most of them look like this one. They are a fairly short blade. As you can see, mine has a little bit of wear and tear, but I don't mind that in my collectibles. Cetme bayonets are usually what a lot of beginners start with because they're fairly available and fairly cheap. They have a side button release for the mechanism that locks them into the rifle. The mechanism that allows it to lock and unlock from the rifle is fairly basic. You just hit the button and it moves the latch over. When you're using a bayonet, its only job is to pierce. You're not going to be hacking and slashing like a sword. That's not what this is meant to be. It's actually got a dull edge. These are not sharpened at all. You actually don't want your bayonet to be sharp because if it's too sharp, it'll actually dig into the bone and get stuck whenever you're trying to use it. So the tip isn't even super sharp. It comes to a point with enough force behind it, it will pierce and cause damage. It doesn't need to be super sharp. However, this Spanish Cetme actually does have a second job. As you can see, it has a curve here. A lot of them do not have curves, but the Spanish Cetme does because it works as a machete. It doesn't need to be super sharp in order to hack through weeds and foliage. And that's one of the purposes that it had, was to hack through leaves and foliage and to work as a bayonet. They give it at least a secondary purpose. A lot of people try to sharpen these when they get them. Luckily no one ruined this one and did that. You don't want to do that because it will not hold a blade for very long. The steel that this is made of isn't going to keep a sharp blade. It's going to dull very quick and you're going to have to keep sharpening it. And the more you sharpen it, it's going to start wearing away and then you won't have much of a blade left. It'll hurt the integrity of the blade. This is a reproduction of a 1905 or M1 modified bayonet. I did get mine secondhand, so there is a little bit of damage on the handle. As you can see, the handle grips are not exactly matching up correctly. You can also see where it locks into an M1 Grand rifle. Here's the mechanism. It's slightly different than the mechanism we saw in the last one. Notice that the button is closer to the hilt of the blade and not on the back of the handle. This mechanism serves two purposes. This button not only releases it from the scabbard or the sheath, but it also activates the mechanism that locks it and unlocks it from the rifle. I don't know if you can see that in there, but just like on the Spanish Cetme that had a button on the side that moved the lever to move the latch that locks it in and unlocks it from the rifle, this button right here has a multi-purpose function. It works to latch it into the sheath or the scabbard and also latch it into the rifle. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is a little bit different than what we normally do. I normally do military helmets, not usually do blades. But if you like this, please let me know and I will try to do more of them in the future. Thanks, guys.